Another we're going to read Galatians 3 and 10. They love this one. For as many as are under the works of the law are under the curse. Let's read again. For as many as are under the works of the law are under the curse. For it is written, cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them. So they don't have the understanding of that, bro. So let's read it again. They think everybody, every time they see a word that say whosoever shall, or everyone that, they think everyone in the world. They don't know that this whole book is a story about Israel. So this is about Israel. Every Israelite that don't believe, every Israelite that don't follow the law, every Israelite that don't do this, every Israelite that don't do that. But let's read it again. For as many as are under the works of the law. So let's find out who was under the works of the law. Let's get that. Romans 9 and 4. Watch this. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. The adoption means the promise. When you was in the stomach of Rebekah, Esau, and Jacob, he say the elder shall serve the younger. That's the adoption. It say, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory. The glory is the kingdom of heaven. Salvation is only for the Jews, and the northern kingdom is the only one that could be grafted in. And the covenants. If you wasn't an Israelite, he never gave you a covenant. So all that, when Christ came, we under a new covenant. We understand that under the old covenant, that was for Israel, but they rejected God. And under Christ, under the new covenant, that's for everybody. No. Verse 4, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants with an S, old covenant, new covenant, and the giving of the law. And the giving of the law. If you wasn't an Israelite, you was never given the law. You was never, that's the point right there. Giving of the law and the service of God and the promises. Now, remember, if you was an Israelite, you was given the adoption, the covenants, the giving of the law, right? The giving of the law. Now let's go back to Galatians 3 and 10. For as many as are under the works of the law. So the only people that this is talking about is Israel, because they was the only one that was given the law. And what is the law? Let's show you what that is. Let's show you what that is. Hold on, we're going to come back to that. Let me show you what that is. Let me show you what the law is. Now, let me show you what the law is. Watch this. Did not Moses, right out of Christ's mouth, did not Moses give you the law? And yet none of you keep it the law. None of you keep it the law. Who did Moses give the law to? Let's go to that. Let's go to that. Let's go to that. Again, right out the scripture. Remember ye the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded him in horror for all Israel. So that's who was given the law. That's why when you read in Romans, who got the adoption, who got the glory, who got the covenants and the giving of the law, it was Israel. So let's read again, Galatians 3 and 10. For as many as are under the works of the law, because that's Israel, are under the curse. We read that. The curses is in Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Those curses is for Israel. Let's read it again. For many as are under the works of the law are under the curse. For it is written, where it's written? In the law of Moses. Curses everyone that continued not in all things. That was written in Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Let's go there. Let's go there. There. Let's go there. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord, to observe and do all his commandments and his statute which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Who was Moses talking to? Let's get that. Let's get that. These be the words which Moses spake to all Israel on this side of Jordan in the wilderness. So that's who was given the law. So now when we go back to Galatians, for as many as are under the works of the law are under the curse. We know who was under the curse because we just read in Deuteronomy 28. That's Israel for not following the laws that Moses gave them. That's why it's called the law of Moses. So for as many as are under the works of the law, which is Israel, are under the curse. Same people, Israel. For it is written, where it was written in the law of Moses, cursed is everyone, not everyone in the world, but every Israelite that was given the law of Moses. That's exactly what that means. That's exactly what that means. That does not mean everyone in the world. Shalom.